We're going to talk about how we can see our brothers in Christ as persons, our sisters in Christ, and ourselves, and not allowing use to creep into any of those areas. Hey everyone, welcome to Catholic Girl Talk. My name is Olivia, and today I have my friend Shea with me. On this channel, we talk about faith, femininity, fashion, and friendship for young Catholic girls. If you haven't seen a lot posted from me, that's okay because I just love to live my real life and once in a while make videos. So Shea and I know each other from Benedictine College. We both go to Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas, and Shea is a theology and secondary education major, and I'm a philosophy and theology major. What is St. John Paul II's personalist norm?
Yeah. So the personalist norm is a lens of seeing the world and seeing each other in relationship as people to be loved, not objects to be used. And that I think it's really special because John Paul II lived in an age where people were using one another like crazy. You know, he lived through the Second World War. He lived in a communist regime in Poland. And so he really saw what use could do to people. And in that way, he offers us like a counter narrative and an opportunity to really step into the gospel in a beautiful way. It really brings to mind for me the scene, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, in which Lucy, the main character, is spending time with Mr. Tumnus, a faun. And Mr. Tumnus is supposed to drug Lucy so he can bring her and turn her into the evil White Witch. But when she awakes from her slumber that he's put her in, he's weeping. And he's telling her, "You're so good, I can't turn you in." He can't turn her in because he sees how good she is, that it would be a sin against her personhood.
There's a huge shift we can make in our small, everyday encounters with people when we learn to see them as people to be loved. It takes a lot to think, like, where am I seeing people or myself as an object? Seeing my brothers in Christ as persons to be loved has been a huge area of growth for me. I have always sort of looked at guys as, rather unknowingly, as emotional objects to be used or as potential for marriage, and always seeing them in this light instead of seeing like them as a man with a story and a history and a future, and seeing what is best for them. It really struck me when I met this missionary and he was talking to me, and I was struck by his presence and his gentleness, the way he listened to me and was present to me. And I was really struck by that encounter because I thought, I do not want to hurt him. And I realized as I prayed with that, and I thought as I prayed with that, what was it about this encounter? And I realized, like, I just want to love my brothers as people and not to use them. I would never want to hurt them. And that's really shifted the way that I encounter men. And it's a lot easier now to be in real and healthy relationships with them, seeing them as persons to be loved.
I went to an all-girls Catholic high school, and I think a lot of the times I saw my sisters and my peers as people I had to compete with, right? To like outperform them on the test, to get the highest GPA, to be involved in the most extracurriculars. Or even I would find myself trying on other women's stories. You know, like what would it be like if I was given that same opportunity that she was? Or what would it be like if I came from the same history or place that she did? And so yeah, just to kind of erase that mentality and that narrative and to encounter them as they are with confidence in myself and my own story, and then confidence in their story that the Lord has like intentionally made each person.
Sometimes that comparison puts people, it feels like they're in opposition to us when we're meant to be in relation. What about cherishing ourselves?
Yeah, that's a hard one for sure.
Maybe the hardest, I don't know. I think a lot of us struggle to love who we are, who God has created us to be.
A really prolific thing we see among women because we recognize the beauty in each other, and so often it's like, oh, I don't have that beauty, I must be lacking. Seeing myself as I am with the gifts and talents that the Lord has given me.
And sometimes even have this mentality of use towards ourselves, that we have to measure up to a certain standard, we have to be a certain body type, we have to exercise this much, we have to eat this certain way, we put so much stress on ourselves, or perfectionism. 100%. I have to do all these things. We put so much stress on ourselves, and that's treating ourselves. That's using ourselves, right? Instead of cherishing, okay, who am I? Who did the Lord create me to be? Who is He calling me to love? My brothers and my sisters and myself, and being very gentle with ourselves, taking care of of ourselves and learning our strengths and learning our weaknesses and learning who we are, seeing us as the Father sees us.
And I think us living in 21st century America, we also have like a very real opportunity to live in a countercultural way.
In our broken humanity, we see people as objects to be used instead of people to be loved. And this manifests in these small encounters we have with each other and in how we see ourselves. And so just bringing that to prayer and learning to see with new eyes, to see the person as someone to be loved, right? To have that heart of Tumnus the fawn who is just struck by the beauty of another person, and to really let that just change our encounters.
Absolutely. So it can be summarized in this saying that I had to memorize in my high school theology class. People should never be treated as objects of use or means to an end. The only adequate attitude towards a person is love. And that, like, once you begin to see yourself and others in that lens, you can't hurt them or sin against them.
So if you like this video, send it to a friend. I used to say like, subscribe, comment, but actually I would way prefer if you would just send it to a friend. That's truly the best thing you could do.
Someone also like, subscribe, and comment.
Thank you all for watching. Have a very beautiful day, and God bless.
Bye.
Okay, cute. That's kind of. It's okay.
I'm sorry, they're dark.
It's okay.
Do you want me to film without them on?
I don't know. Whatever's.
Do you want me to film without them on?
I don't. You can't see anything, right?
Not great, but we can still do it. Put one in the bloopers.
You can't see Shay's eyes because she just. So we're gonna redo the intro. You introduced the topic.